Hello, Robots in Disguise fans. We are back for Season 3, if you look at some sources, and Season 4, if you actually look at Cartoon Network, of Robots in Disguise. We are looking at the two-part season premiere, King of the Hill, and we'll see you after the opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It took us 5 minutes to come up with songs about roads.
We really shouldn't have been that hard.
We had a small list. It was either this or Life in the Fast Lane, because classic rock is really how you do this.
I feel like we made the right choice.
I think we did. I think you're right.
The only problem is now all I want to do is sit here and listen to this song.
I know, right?
And then
It's
we
so
can talk
good.
about AfterBuzz stuff later.
Nah, I'm pretty sure 3 minutes is way over the you're playing media line on YouTube. So
Probably.
we're gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome back to the AfterBuzz TV Robots in Disguise after show. We're back since what, like March? When did the last season air? It's been a chunk of time. I don't know off the top of my head. It's been long enough that I forgot my intro. It's been a while, y'all, but we have returned with what Cartoon Network calls Season 4 and what other sources call Season 3. So we're going with Season 4 because Cartoon Network is officially releasing it, and therefore we play by their rules, which also include getting maybe a week's advance notice. Which is great.
I don't understand Cartoon Network's numbering system.
I'm just happy to be here.
I never have, and I never will.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that we have made it all the way to the no longer mythical Season 4.
Woohoo!
I remember questioning whether there would be a Season 2, so I am glad we're here. And here with me tonight is Megan Lord Megantron Salinas.
Hey guys, you can tweet at me at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin, and you can be my wingman anytime.
Both our Wrecker and our Speedster are out tonight. They are hunting down a Decepticon signal in a canyon. We haven't been able to get a hold of them because reception's not great.
A lot of interference.
A lot of interference, but we have every confidence that they're doing just fine and that they'll have taken care of it within the next 52 minutes with commercials. You can follow Alexis Torres at atorres890, and you can follow Emma5 at her name, Emma5, all F's, no S's, wherever Emma5s are sold. That's how you know that I host with these people a lot. I am Katie Kia Prime Cullen. You can follow me all over the interwebs at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you have fun stuff to say, we have the YouTube live chat, and we've already got a handful of people in there. Hi, guys. And we have our Twitter hashtag, ABTVRID. If you've got comments, you got fun stuff to say, throw them in the hashtag, throw them in the live chat. You may well get a shout out. What a good season starter.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. We have some thoughts and opinions about the direction of this season, but all in all, good way to start out. It's definitely not the weakest starting point a season of Transformers has ever had.
Oh no, and also
This is fun.
We know that 7 episodes of the season, and I have no idea if that's the entire season or not, I really don't. But we know that 7 episodes of it have been released on the Cartoon Network app. We have only seen episodes 1 and 2. We are only covering episodes 1 and 2. So we are going to ask you to keep the live chat and the comments for this video spoiler free, because we have not binged watched this. We're doing it week by week, y'all.
Although, guys, it took a lot of restraint. When we found out that 7 episodes were on the Cartoon Network app, it took a lot of restraint not to just go ahead and be like, so what happens next?
It did. Like, okay, this is interesting. More, please. Wait, nope. Self-control.
Yeah.
I had self-control for Iron Fist, for the love of God. I can do it for Robots in Disguise.
I feel like Iron Fist is a lot easier to stop.
You'd think that.
That's just me, though. I haven't watched it yet.
I have.
I haven't subjected myself to it
No,
yet.
you haven't. Anyway. So we start with a terminal case of road rage.
First of all, I will say good on this Decepticon for not actually actively killing anyone. At least not actively trying to at the start.
I'm pretty sure he didn't care. Motive
Probably
wasn't
not.
murder, but absolutely wanted people out of his way.
I kind of feel like he just really liked yelling at people.
Oh, yeah.
So like he just liked being loud and blustery. So he's like, I'm not going to kill anyone, but they're going to know what I'm about.
It's like when you've got a really yappy dog on a leash.
Yeah, where it just wants to make a lot of... You know what it is?
It's a yappy dog with heat-seeking
You know
missiles.
what it is? Even though he's a big Transformer, he's a big Stunticon or whatever, his boss is way bigger than him. So he is the yappy dog in this scenario.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely it. He is 100% overcompensating because comparatively speaking, he's like a mini-con size compared to his boss.
Well, and the fun thing is, because we watch this with subtitles on the Cartoon Network app, when someone is off screen, they put their name in parentheses to denote who's speaking. So we got some names that weren't actually said in the episode.
We would also be able to tell from the credits, too.
Oh, yeah.
If we had felt like pausing it.
But we still don't have the name for the minicon. Because we did have one random minicon just kind of hanging around and be like, what's going on in this thread?
It was listed on Wikipedia.
It was.
And
but
its name is escaping me now.
We've had conversations about talking about things that are on the wiki.
Yes. And also, I just
keeping it to
genuinely
what's in the
don't remember
episode.
what Wiki said about it.
I remember, but we're keeping it off.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we have, his name is Heat Seeker, and what I love about this is, oh, he's got missiles. Oh, they're guided missiles. And I'm like, oh, are they heat-seeking missiles? Are they?
Couldn't tell you. Actually, what would be interesting is an
What?
Energon-seeking missile. That would actually be really cool.
It just goes straight into the core of the planet, and everyone kind of goes, oh no, we talked about this. Please don't wake up Robot Satan. We don't need that in our lives.
Not a dark Energon-seeking missile. That is an oddly specialized type of weapon.
It's just, you follow the trail and it finds Galvatron on his nature hike somewhere.
And along the way, like, the detonator gets disabled, so you just hear this clunk. Ow!
What madness is this? I was having such a good time on my own. You scared away the butterflies.
Well,
come on.
Time to be evil again. Revenge!
You're giving me a headache.
Oh, Lord. Different show.
We need Galvatron
With
back
different
in this
combining
show.
robots.
Good Lord, I would love to see Galvatron back in this show.
That would be awesome.
Just as I'm going to go find myself. It took me a few decades, but I think I did.
We got Starscream back. On the one hand, I would absolutely love to see Galvatron / Megatron come back. Because I feel like no matter what, there is always a place for him in Transformers lore. On the other hand, I feel like his character development and kind of journey was complete at the end of Prime. Long story short, I would love to see him, but I don't need to see him. And I say this as somebody whose name is Lord Megatron.
Yeah. I would also love to see him just like as a cameo for an episode.
I wanted to see him when Starscream was running around, I wanted to see him hold a boombox over his head and apologize, but that's just me.
Would be Starscream being like, come be evil again, I miss you.
I actually don't know what Starscream wants in this scenario.
I don't think Starscream knows what Starscream wants.
I feel like what Starscream wants changes. I feel like, he just doesn't know what he wants. Some days he wants Megatron to respect him. Other days he wants to murder Megatron. Other day that actually does sound a lot like being in a relationship, come to think of it.
The more you love someone, the more you want to kill them. And we are going to get returning villains because we have this nice little, why is that a purple ground bridge? Oh God, that's the Soundwave voice. And this little minicon who saved Bee's life and also lifted his Decepticon hunter.
Yoink!
Wandering off the Soundwave.
What the heck, little guy? I thought you were cool. You took him on a magic carpet ride and then you stole his wallet. That's not how things can need to go.
A little bit of Steppenwolf, a little bit of petty theft. All right, let's do it.
I was going to say, is it too early to be talking about Soundwave?
No, I mean, we are going to hit that in predictions, but it's a small part of the episode. We have a minicon who's been basically watching them all from cliffside, steps in to save Bee's life and has him fly, which is like, whee! We went full Back to the Future on this one. All right.
You know how, like,
80s car meet 80s car.
Transformers is totally meant to like just sell toys. Like, I get that. I mean, that's like the ultimate like kid fantasy. Any kid with a toy car, it just at some point picks it up and pretends like it can fly.
Oh yeah, you get a B-shaped drone.
Yeah,
We're
pretty
selling
much.
B-shaped drones now. That's all. Oh God, not the bees.
Oh Lord,
They're everywhere.
But yeah, I know it was just a tiny bit in this episode, but I have a lot of mixed feelings about Soundwave coming back as what I assume will be the primary antagonist for this arc.
I mean,
If you want to wait until predictions, we can totally wait until predictions.
We're here. Let's do this.
Okay, cool.
We got him back for a brief moment in season. Was it 2?
Yes.
Because
Because it was before the miniseries.
And at that point, well, season 1 was also before the miniseries. I'm a little sketchy on my 26 episode timeline here. God, it's more than 26 at this point. What is my life?
I like how Renji in the chat says hashtag Soundwave superior. Hashtag truth.
Yeah, no, we're going to talk about that. But yeah, what I would love, when we got him back, I remember saying that this show, this cast of characters, was not ready for Soundwave level problems. They were ready, they were fairly ready and still had to kind of improvise for what they were dealing with. They were not ready for Soundwave because Soundwave. I feel like
terrifying.
I feel like at this point, nobody's ever ready for Soundwave.
No one
I
ever
need that
expects.
on a shirt. Nobody's ready for Soundwave. But seriously, I need that on a shirt. But they're better prepared at this point. They work better as a team, and we're going to talk more about this when we get to it. But I feel like they would better be able to handle him. And we have less of, oh God, get me out of the null zone, get me completely out of there and let me do other things. Let me contract Megatron, I think Soundwave managed another way out and has had a little bit of time to be like, okay, all right. What am I doing with my continued existence?
To sit and think about a plan, for sure.
I like to think that he got a hold of Megatron and Megatron explained that he was no longer evil and was doing a nature walk, and Soundwave just kind of hung up and cried one mechanical tear.
just the sad tear emoji.
Yeah, pretty much. The sad tear emoji on his chest, like, oh.
You mean on his faceplate?
On his faceplate. I'm good at life.
But yeah, you bring up a great point about the level of preparedness for the team to deal with a threat like Soundwave, because we said it when he came back in that one episode. He is one scary words I shouldn't say.
He is one scary Decepticon.
He is one scary Decepticon.
Really super is.
And even though this show is for a younger demographic than Prime, like, I feel like that menace was still conveyed in the episode where we had him back for a little bit. And the whole moral of this two-parter was, tied into overconfidence, and then how being prepared is a necessity. There's obviously a balance there,
and how complacency will get you wrecked.
I feel like it's important that they learned that lesson here and now, because we, the audience, know eventually what they're going to have to be dealing with, which is Soundwave. If you're complacent when Soundwave sets its sights on you, you get your wallet stolen, and then he murders you.
I feel like the wallet is the lesser of two problems there.
He still gets your wallet, though.
According to Omega Pulse in chat, the season has been confirmed to be 26 episodes by Adam Beechin. God bless Adam Beechin.
Thank you, Adam.
And a 26 episode season. I was worried that it would only be those 7 episodes and that was it. Like, I was legitimately worried that we would have another miniseries. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with a miniseries.
No, miniseries are great. Yeah, miniseries are great, but don't bill it as an entire season if it's just a miniseries.
Well, and we spent some time in the season finale for what is now season 3 talking about how we wanted a full 13 or 26 episodes for it because there was so much more there that we never got to crack the surface of. So I'm glad that we have a full season. Like, yes!
Yes. Yeah, me too. That's really exciting. And it also makes me wonder whether or not they're going to break this sort of into 2 parts. If, like, the first 12 episodes are going to be dealing with Heatseeker and their motley crew of Stunticons, and then the remaining 12 episodes will be dealing with Soundwave.
I would like to think that they would be intermingled. One episode's
Maybe.
one episode's another. You get the inevitable team up and the even more inevitable betrayal. Like,
well, out of the two of them, I would want Soundwave to be the overarching thing for the entire season. Obviously, with the Stunticons taking the forefront until they realize, oh shoot, we're dealing with Soundwave.
and I wonder if Soundwave would ever throw in with, we're going to say it, we got the subtitles, we're going, Motormaster.
Yeah.
Because Motormaster is the current top dog in town.
You know what would be interesting is seeing, Soundwave, the ultimate loyal soldier, being Puppet Master for once. Like in Megatron/Galvatron's absence, if he's like, okay, the only way I'm going to make it back to Megatron is getting off this planet. In order to do that, I need to have a plan. Yeah. And so he then becomes the mastermind of whatever evil scheme he's got going on this season.
The mastermind of Motormaster. I love it.
I learned it by watching you.
I think he's doing his own thing. I kind of see, we're sitting here in predictions territory, and we've been here the whole dang
I'm
episode.
sorry,
Let's be
but
real.
when
I don't
you
care.
end an episode with Soundwave speaking, there are things to talk about. Thank you, Neil.
So we're excited.
I
We're all excited.
I will say I don't know how I feel about, because they're clearly showing that he's going to be very liberal with his voice box this season, which on the one hand is great because we know everybody who works on the show, they're big fans of Gen 1, where he spoke all the time. I'm a big fan of Prime, and the one time he spoke, it was like, holy cow! They made it count. It was amazing.
You have this moment of, oh, we're all going to die. But here's the thing. The mini-con that we saw stayed completely silent.
Yep.
Unless we want an episode in pantomime, which would be a lot of fun to watch, but I'm sure not much fun to animate.
Beep, bop, boop, and that's all the dialogue.
It's like that episode of Pokemon where we just get subtitles for what they're saying because there are no humans around.
Heckin' sad.
Heckin' sad.
And that's the extent of the dialogue.
I would absolutely be down for a silent episode between Soundwave and this new mini-con with all subtitles.
With hopefully a little bit better writing than Heckin' sad.
Or just straight up. We've come a long way since 90s for kids, let's be
Yes.
real. But I would be down for a silent pantomime episode. Just sign me up. I'd love it. I think I need it in my life.
Oh, that would be great.
Let's get back to the body of the episode.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to delve us into predictions.
Yes, you did.
I did. I was just hoping you wouldn't call me out on it.
You have no wrecker here to protect you. It's just you and me.
Is this because I'm a Decepticon? That's
Yes.
not cool.
Yes.
Racist.
Whoa! Excuse you, factionist.
Whatever. Whatever, Prime. Anyway, back to this episode.
Two best friends chat about. Yeah, I liked Heatseeker's design. I couldn't place his voice for the life of me. And the fun thing about the Cartoon Network app is the second it hits credits, it minimizes the window and then shows you the next episode. I'm like, no, go back. I need to see who that was.
I will say that Motormaster, too, love his voice. No idea who voices him, but oh my gosh, like, that voice, though.
I'm so intrigued.
Yeah.
And we get just... Heatseeker is smarter than he lets on.
Yeah, no.
With the missiles, with finding high ground, with
He may be
oil barrel
blustering.
bombs.
Yeah, he set a trap for them. He may be blustering, but, that doesn't mean he's just like the big, dumb, strong bad guy. He's not just the muscle. He can strategize.
Well, and when you have to protect your territory, you set up traps, you set up defenses, you do whatever you can to keep other people out of it. And we know that he's not the only one with territory on behalf of Motormaster, because the first thing he says is, you're not at your station. You're not in your area. What's going on? Which implies that there are a lot more Stunticons around holding down territory in various places. Whether they're all at an underground nuclear waste disposal site. Thank you, United States.
In the desert.
In the desert. Everything's in the desert.
I was wondering, I was like, which desert are we in? Are we in Jasper, Nevada desert? Or are we in, like...
Supposedly it's Grand Valley, according to the wiki. I don't know about that. I don't think we ever got a name for it. but I will trust the people who do the more in-depth research than I.
Fair enough.
Omega Pulse in chat says Heatseeker was voiced by Miley Kelly.
And
Motormaster Travis Willingham!
That makes so much sense.
I knew I recognized that voice!
That man is perfect.
Oh, God.
I was going to say, do you need a minute?
I do
Are you
not.
a little verklempt?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Like I said, that man is perfect.
That makes a lot of sense, though, that I knew I recognized that. Awesome. Yes.
Isn't he the current Knuckles? I love that.
Is he?
I think so.
Good Lord. That man does everything.
Wonderful. Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you, Omega Pulse, for
Much
being
obliged.
our wiki/Google when we are unable. We appreciate that. But yeah, watching Heatseeker go was impressive.
Yeah.
And honestly, the strategy to get rid of the missiles was also impressive. I saw a comment that said, any plan that causes you to lose your mirrors is a bad plan. And I'm like, better your mirrors than your life?
Yeah, that's true. I will say that I was actually surprised because, and again, this shows how clever Heatseeker actually is, because I actually thought that we were working with more than one bot. Because one, they kept cutting to shots of the Minicon, and, you know, Heatseeker would mysteriously end up behind people. So I kind of thought this was like a multiple con thing going on. Like there was more than one con.
And I thought that he was working with the Minicon and that the Minicon was giving him intel.
Yeah.
Oh, they're here, move to this position.
Yeah, but no,
Guess not.
he's just that smart and maneuverable, which is not something you expect from a big
Bruiser type.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think of Bulkhead and Grimlock, and I don't think graceful and mysterious, you know, that sort of thing.
And so I can really appreciate Heatseeker as a villain.
Mikey Kelly
Yeah.
is Heatseeker.
Yeah. And also Soundwave is Frank Welker.
That's wonderful.
What a wonderful human being. Yeah, but I can appreciate like Heatseeker as a villain, Heatseeker as our introduction to these Stunticons being like, okay, we didn't just bag and tag him in an episode like we did with Underbite. We needed this buildup. We needed that shock to the system of, oh, we have gotten really complacent. We need to not. And he's still in play. And we have quite a few more pieces in play that we haven't met yet. And we have someone whose name is, for the love of God, Motor Master. Come on.
Yeah, and he's huge. He's giant. Now, what are the odds that
He's a combiner.
he is a combiner for sure?
Yeah.
Okay, that was going to be
You
my
don't
next question.
really get to that size without being one.
Without
Plus,
being multiple robots meshed into one.
Chop Shop, kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
Except
That's true.
combiners tend to be robots with multiple different personalities and whatnot, making one, as opposed to Chop Shop, who was Legion.
We had
The
somebody.
Legion of Spiders!
We had somebody in the chat earlier that said, "Let our powers combine."
Yes! You guys are wonderful in chat. We love you all. I hope you know that, right? But yeah, if we talk a little bit about the Autobot side of things, they were getting really complacent and really overconfident. Like,
Yeah.
we can handle this, we can handle this. Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Hey, are you sure it's an emergency? Are you sure you can't handle it? Oh, it's fine. What do you mean they're heat-seeking missiles on a nuclear waste dump?
Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear!
Like, all of a sudden, it's this moment of, oh, right, stakes.
Just like, oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because they've gotten to this place of sort of complacency with kind of a more relaxed attitude when it comes to training and patrols, I was wondering how much time do you think has actually passed since the end of the miniseries and now? Because
At least a few months.
yeah, it has to have been, because like you don't just come out of that and then go, okay, yeah, we're indestructible.
We beat Starscream. Vacation time.
Although I would be down for a vacation, like just one vacation episode where they decide to take the day
They're all
off.
on the beach.
I would watch
I
the
hate
beach
sand.
episode.
It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere.
I would watch the beach episode of this series.
Oh my God, so would I. Putting in a special request. We want a beach episode. The stereotypical, obligatory anime beach episode.
Watch the crap.
I
crap
watched
out of
the
that.
daylights
I
out
would
of
watch
that.
the scrap out of that.
Yes. So, yeah, we have this. We have teamwork. And I do love that for Sideswipe and Strongarm, we do still have the do it by the book, do it my way, improvise, and finding that compromise again because, yeah, when you don't have to use those skills, they do get rusty. And so I feel like it was less of a step back for them, having that same old fight, and more of a, yep, they're still the same. And it's been forever since they've been in the field, so you're going to have to retread a little ground to get back to where you were.
This is something I have mixed feelings on, too, because on the one hand, yeah, I totally get it, and I certainly buy it a lot more than we've had discussions about Transformers animated in the past in terms of people not learning lessons. But no, I mean, it is a continual struggle when you're dealing with, like, inherent personality traits that, like, can cause issues in terms of overconfidence and just constantly bickering at each other. Those are things you continually have to work on. I get that. On the other hand, when they start bickering, I'm like, when are we going to be past this? And the thing is, I don't think we'll ever be past it because they're children.
I feel like we'll get different flavors of bickering, and I'm very glad that we're not back at season 1 status because that was just like, please stop, please stop, please stop.
Well, here's the thing is like when they do start to bicker, you know, they can both each dish out as much as they can take.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's the plus side to it. Like whenever he starts teasing her, I know she's going to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
So like on the
and
one
that is
hand,
how you solve all your problems.
well, on the one hand, I roll my eyes. On the other hand, I'm like, they're still working on it. It'll be fine.
It's like, this is just what they do, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm honestly,
And they're a lot better
okay
than
with
they
it.
used to be,
Yes.
for sure.
As long as we don't fall back to season 1 territory, which I trust the series so much more than that.
Like even when they're sparring at the beginning of the episode, you know, he makes a comment like, "Oh, you need to watch your left a little bit more," and it's not an insult; it is a straight up like, "No, we're just sparring" sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just dear God, watching the fights go down, the oil field, the crazy aerial maneuvers, and I just kind of had this moment of, okay, so he's flipping himself over B to try to land on Drift, and you don't try to jump and catch him? Like, this cannot be the first time that someone has flipped their tailpipe over you in combat. Come on, B, what are we doing?
It was a great shot, though.
It was a beautiful shot. I would really like... Drift gets wrecked a lot. Have we noticed this? He just gets wrecked all the time.
It's really disheartening when you have, like, a favorite bot and they keep just getting floored at, like, the beginning of a fight.
Well, the last thing I want is for us to wind up in Worf has the flu territory, which is we kind of sit here and go, oh, well, this person's really competent. This person is the warrior on our team. This person is, and then you have the bad guy of the week come in and beat them up to establish how great that bad guy is. Eventually, the warrior on your team, the big guy, starts kind of looking like an idiot because they get beat up every time there's a new bad guy in town. I don't want that. But I feel like whenever we need that to establish someone, it's Drift.
Yeah,
like Drift gets it.
Drift or Grimlock, you know, one of the two. And it's so unfair too because Drift is so like again, I want to use words
good.
that I shouldn't use.
He has skills.
Yes.
He's competent, and he's competent on his own.
My favorite moment is when he's injured and floored, and just his cold, dead stare is enough to, like, scare off some Decepticons. Just like, okay, we're gonna leave now. So, yeah, on the one hand, it's like, that's frustrating. On the other hand, it's like, well, I'm sure he'll get his episode this season. Or at least I hope he will. Everybody gets an episode, at least one per season, so
at least one. Here's hoping. I know, it just that just seems to be our default for, we need to wreck someone. Hey, Drift, are you free this week?
I will say it's nice to see both his mini-cons, because I feel like they kind of disappear in certain episodes, too. So it was nice to see them, again, for a hot second.
They did kind of disappear after the beginning, but I don't know that they would have had much place in the fight.
They were so cute, though.
Oh, my God. Megatronus is forcibly removing sweets from that. from that young child. I'm like, God bless.
They were so cute.
Let's swing into that. Let's talk about Russell.
It's
Russell
great
had his
to
own
see
little-
Hank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she exists and she's back, and I love her.
She's adorable.
And I love that we've kept up with this. Yeah, we have all this crazy robot shenanigans happening, but he's still playing football.
Yeah.
And he's still been playing football for a good chunk of time.
Yeah, and I like how I will say that my one complaint about this particular story arc is that it in no way tied into what was going on the Transformer side of things, which is fine. Again, this was a good moral for the kids, like with this particular story arc, but it in no way tied into anything else. So whenever they would cut back to the football thing, I'm like, is this gonna tie in? Or I feel like this has nothing to do with anything. But that being said, great to see Hank. I love that he's like, Hank's been teaching me how to maximize my kicks. And I also love that, like, nobody in the championships makes a big deal about there being girls on the team.
I love that there are a couple of math nerds.
Yeah. That is
just
so
makes
great.
me so happy. It's a couple of math nerds playing football and just, But I think that the story also had to do with overconfidence, and that was kind of a running theme in
that's
both
true.
episodes.
That's
I
true.
got
That
this,
was a
I got this,
parallel.
I got this. Oh, Sasquatch is on the other team. You sure you shouldn't be in the junior volleyball league somewhere? Aren't you in, like, high school?
I feel like he should be a basketball player. Also,
Or in high school.
Side note, so say this kid just did have an early growth spurt. I definitely knew kids who were in 5th grade when I was in elementary school who were giants. They were very big. But like that being said, I feel like for the scene where they make this reveal of how tall this kid actually is, I was like, how long did they have him crouching there?
He just unfolds, and you're like,
But
guys?
like, they had to talk about that. They had to be like, there had to have been a conversation of like, it wasn't like he was bending down to tie his shoe. It was literally like, hey guys, we're gonna crowd up here, and you're gonna crouch down, and we're gonna talk and taunt each other. And then when they're at their most confident, you're gonna stand up. How long is that gonna take? Couple minutes. So I should just sit here then? Yeah.
Just stay down there. It'll be fine. I mean, you got knee pads, right?
I mean,
We're good.
this
We're
kid is
good.
so tall, he's gonna hurt his back doing that.
Oh, good Lord. It was fun to watch, though. And, the immediate problem is, okay, well, if you're looking at this at a math problem, you have to increase the angle. Why did it take you the entire game? You're 10. Okay.
Well, also the other thing was, as you pointed out, it was that overconfidence thing, and the second his confidence was shaken, he got all defeatist about it. He was just like, I'm useless now. Like, there's no point in me winning. I'd rather not embarrass myself.
And I love getting dad advice from Denny.
Yeah.
Actual, honest-to-God dad advice. It's just so nice.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I also like that Russell just assumed he dropped out of school.
Yeah. My dad runs a junkyard. Obviously, he's a dropout. No, I graduated, and then
Thanks
I ran
for
a
the
business.
vote of confidence, son.
I mean, I think the audience might have assumed that as well. Like, did you drop out? No.
Why would I do that?
But I loved that we got a message without it being an anvil, without it being a wheel of morality thing. We got an actual life lesson that sounds like a life lesson and not a moral for the children.
and more
that
important,
if you give up on something, you can find an excuse to give up on anything.
Yeah, and I love the way they put this too, because it actually sounded like something a dad would say. Like it sounded like authentic, sincere parental dialogue. And I always appreciate it when dialogue in a show, let alone a kid's show, sounds natural, sounds like something you would actually hear as advice from your dad.
Yeah, and it's really good advice. And I feel like that's advice.
No, that's something
that
you can get at any stage in your life. That's good
Oh,
advice.
yeah, no, that's something where I was watching that last night and going, huh, he's right.
Talking about that right now, it's cheering me up.
He's absolutely right. I just need to keep going.
I need to stay determined.
This Transformers episode fills you with determination. Undertale
perfect.
Transformers, man. Could you imagine?
Yes.
amalgamation combiners.
No! I don't want it.
And I ruined it. Yeah, that's a crossover with potential and also some nightmare fuel.
Oh, and also, Kiki Elmer in the chat points out that Denny is he was an honors student.
Straight A's.
Yeah, good for him. That's awesome.
And as someone who was straight A's for a good chunk of time, that first not A grade is like...
Oh, yeah. No, as a student, if you derive a lot of your self-worth from, like, getting A's or, you know, getting good grades in general, yeah, that first D or C or F or whatever, it destroys you.
Well, and I feel like they've actually done studies on the differences in the way kids are raised, and it's mostly a gender disparity, but, you know, general aptitude, and that a lot of the time people who are higher performing earlier, your gifted and talented kids, your AP kids, your whatever, are told, oh, you're so smart, oh, you're so intelligent, oh, you're so bright, and kids who don't perform as well earlier tend to be work through it, work harder, okay, approach it a different way. So kids who aren't on top to begin with get the problem solving skills, whereas the kids who are tend not to get them, and then when they run into something that they can't do or can't do right the first time or aren't as good at, they shut down because they don't know how to solve the problem. And I say that as someone who was a G&T kid and read that research and went, oh God, it's me.
Yeah, same here.
Oh God, it's me.
Same here. Yeah.
It's getting dumped into the deep end of the pool, and it's just awful.
It me.
And so this is really good advice for that sort of thing. For, you know, you don't have to be the best. It matters that you keep at it. It matters that you find a different angle of approach. It matters that we're going to go back here, stay determined.
Yeah, and again, to try to figure out where you went wrong, and once you figure out where you went wrong, you can then figure out what to do in the future to be better, and which is exactly how they sort of solve this particular problem and end up winning the game. But the thing is that even if they didn't win the game, at least he tried. Yeah. And that's the other sort of the flip side of this, is if he hadn't made it, at least he went out and gave it a try, as opposed to just throwing up his hands and going, oh well, I'd rather not embarrass myself.
Yeah, fall down 7 times, get up 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Occasionally those falls make it to YouTube and then you become famous. Yeah, so that, I really enjoyed that. I thought it tied in fairly well, and I thought we don't always have great things for our human cast to do, especially when we get really, really robot drama heavy. And so I like that we were able to be robot drama heavy, and we were also able to have a very good story for our human characters. Like, I appreciate that. And can we just have Hank? Can we have her back?
Still writing
the whole season?
I'm still writing that she's actually Raphael's daughter train.
Choo choo. Yeah. Speaking of human characters, we have to talk about the crazy dude in the RV. We do. No alien would disguise themselves as flashy cars. Like, God bless. That's it. That's the franchise.
Someone used our hashtag to send us a little
Kiki
Photoshop.
Elmer. They're also in chat. Just making the cactus juice from Avatar
It'll
joke.
quench you.
Like, yep. Yep, God bless these glorious conspiracy nuts. And just drive away from the hallucinations. Just drive away from the hallucinations.
I love how, I love the different reactions people get when
they find out.
When they find out. And not gonna lie, when he started screaming about aliens, for a moment I was like, is he the head of the fan club?
He's the president of the fan club. He's the guy that got kicked out of the fan club.
He's the guy who got kicked out of the fan club because they're like, we're here to talk about cars, and he was like, yeah, I'm not about that.
I'm about aliens. Well, these guys are aliens. No, aliens don't disguise themselves as cars. All right,
guys.
you can leave. God bless our fan club.
Oh,
I want nothing more than that.
Exactly.
I say, having already said, I want 5 different things in this episode.
I want so many things.
I want more. Okay, we've hit just about everything. We have a hot second of, oh, hey, did all of our main characters just combined? Did they get nuked? And
they got bit by a radioactive Voltron and came together to form a combiner.
Oh, good lord.
That's how that
yes.
works, right?
And I love that Drift was the sword, and they all have these, like, I had such a weird experience. And Drift was like, for me, it was only darkness. I'm like, oh God.
Because he turned, no.
Cue up the evanescence, I guess? Just, whoa.
Wake me up.
That got real dark real fast.
I mean, swords don't have eyes, so that is weird.
Well, I don't know what series you've been watching, but you can put eyes on anything. Whether for comedic effect or horror movie effect.
Ew.
You can put eyes on anything.
Just think of the giant sword in Mario RPG. That thing had eyes. It was weird looking.
Yeah, so we have that split second of Combiner. They're all aware that something kind of weird happened, but none of them know how or why, and they spent that chunk of time unconscious because I guess that's what happens when a Stunticon explodes on you.
On a nuclear dumping facility, right?
Even though they said, oh, well, we were lucky that the explosions didn't affect the ground and didn't affect that. Really? Really?
Which,
Okay.
I'm excited for this kind of, for them going in this direction because, like, I've heard nothing but good things about the comics, about the Combiner Wars.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and I like, when I think of a Combiner, I think of, like, just something absolutely massive. And so, I think about how, like, it's such a missed opportunity in a lot of, like, Transformers properties. Like, I would have loved to see, you know, the movies in competent hands and, like, try to do something along those lines.
Yeah,
that would have been great.
The movie gave us Wrecking Balls for the one time we got a Combiner, so
which
let's
is
just
so
not.
upsetting, right? That's what I mean. It was such a missed opportunity. So knowing, you know, how good this team is in terms of character and story and everything like that, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, no, I am absolutely down with the direction this is going. You know what? This sounds a little bit like predictions territory. Before we do that, do we have any final thoughts on these episodes?
Just it's nice for the show to be back. A little bit further of a heads up, and once we get into predictions, I am gonna talk about the trailer a little bit. I hope that's cool.
Oh yeah, and I'm so happy that we're confirmed for 26 episodes. Just like yes.
Yes, that makes me happy.
All right, before we do predictions, can you do me a favor and pull up iTunes?
I will do my best.
Because I tried it here, and I think we have new reviews for this, and they're not showing up on my iPad, and I definitely want to shout them out. So, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I don't know if there are any of you who are joining us for the first time, but if you are, hi, how you doing? If you like this show, if you would like to keep us on the air, the best thing you can do is go to iTunes, find us in the podcast section, rate us 5 stars, subscribe, and leave a review. When you leave those ratings, when you leave those reviews, it helps us in 2 ways. For one, our producers take a look at them and go, huh, people like this show about people talking about giant robots. We should keep this show. And then we stay on the air as an after show. Also, when you leave us those ratings, people who are searching for Transformers or robots in disguise have an easier time finding us because the higher rated we are, the higher up we are in search results. And of course, when you leave a review, you get a shout out because we adore you.
So, was our last episode in May?
Yes.
Okay, because yeah, we've got a couple. We've got one
like
from May
3,
and one
right?
from November. Huh. Okay. We've got one from May of last year, I think. It just says May 10th, which is in the future. Anyway, I'm just gonna read the last 2 on this list. Love It by Brio Rouge, and sorry again if we've already read this. Love the review, and I love that the fans aren't the only ones who are concerned about Glow Strike. Yeah, okay, we did read this one.
These are...
Great Griffin. Yeah, but
then I think
love
iTunes
it.
is being weird because I looked these up on my computer the other night and I thought we had more. Or I could be losing my mind.
I'm looking at it on my phone, and iTunes is always weird with reviews on your phone because it doesn't let you filter it. So I'm just kind of scrolling through, and like the reviews get all over the place. But there's also Thanks from the Crew from November 3rd. We did see that.
Which,
so
you know,
cool.
we adore you guys.
So cool.
So yeah, I know there's new ones in there. I may just have to screen cap them and love them because y'all are wonderful.
We'll have to look at it next time because the new ones aren't coming up on my phone. Although we should also point out that sometimes if you leave a review, it takes a few days for iTunes to update. So if you guys updated it over the weekend, it just might not have appeared yet.
And also,
My apologies.
if you leave a review in an iTunes store that is not the American iTunes store, or if you leave it in the podcast feature of Google Play, please screen cap those and put those in the hashtag. We do still love seeing those. We will still give you a shout out. We do still adore all of you. They're just a lot harder to find because there's like 40 iTunes stores.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of them.
There are quite a few.
So yeah, thank you to everyone who has left a review and to everyone who is on the fence about leaving a review. Please do. We love you all individually in our own special way. And let's talk about predictions.
Ooh.
Did we lose the audio?
Your AfterBuzz TV. There it goes. I was gonna do it, Neil.
Well, I don't think we can do the light show on our own.
I know, but I was gonna do the spooky voice. Oh well.
Okay, so let's talk about the trailer then. Let's talk about the trailer.
Spoiler alert.
So if you
Spoiler alert.
haven't seen the trailer, now is a good. If you haven't seen the trailer for this season, now is a good time to kind of step out for the next couple minutes. Go.
So last season, not the miniseries, but actually, miniseries gave us Starscream. Season 2 gave us one of my favorites, Ratchet, and this season is giving me another one of my favorites. Blur is gonna be in this season.
I love that our crossover with Rescue Bots is complete.
Yay!
Oh, and if you guys haven't watched Rescue Bots, it's on Netflix. You need to do the thing. It's incredible.
Aww.
It is so good.
I miss those
But
adorable
it's for
little
kids.
bots.
No, it's wonderful. I mean, it is for kids, but that doesn't mean it ain't good. Oh, I Rescue Bots. Oh, I love it.
So good.
So yeah, and I love that the introduction is, aren't you supposed to be rescuing someone? Pretty sure I just did. Like, yes!
And of course, you get the biggest loudmouth from the Rescue Bots team to go, like, I'm just imagining a verbal tete-a-tete with him and Sideswipe, and oh my gosh, it's gonna be beautiful.
We have 4 speedsters on this team.
You know what?
Technically, Drift is a speedster. We have 4.
You know what would be
Strong
so
Arm's gonna
funny?
go up the wall.
You know what would be so funny?
What?
If all of a sudden Smokescream came back from Cybertron and Beast just sitting there going like, why? Why me? Because you have all of these arrogant, fast, great characters, but essentially all of them are jerks.
We need Smokescreen back now.
All of them are jerks who are completely full of themselves. It would be so beautiful.
Well, Smokescreen got a big old slice of humble pie, and he
did.
got himself
He
figured
did.
out.
He did.
Mr. Almost a Prime.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Hashtag Almost a Prime.
Well, Blur also gets served up, humble pie whenever he has an episode to himself as well.
We have Omega Pulse saying we need Jazz to come back. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Jazz, whatever you're doing on Cybertron, it is literally not as important. Come back to Earth.
I mean, the man has a job. He's not a freelancer like Drift was.
Quit
He has
your
a
job and just come hang out with the crew. It's a lot more fun.
Great. It'll be great. It'll be super
Arif,
fun.
come back.
You say that, and he's just going to magically teleport in the studio.
That would be great.
Yeah, no. Oh, God. Now I just want the Speedster Coalition.
Hashtag speed team from RNG. I like it.
Oh, my. Wow. I've been completely derailed. I just need to snap.
Sorry.
But yeah, I do think
It's kind of like in Overwatch when they pick all of the same character to be on one team.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't.
They disabled that in most matches.
That's upsetting.
So my all McCree team is gone, which is basically what an all speedster team is.
I'll never
McCree.
I'll never get to be an all Reaper team. Aw.
Not unless you set up a specific game. And I've been an all Reaper team, and let me tell you, it's a trip.
Oh, and Kiki also says, could you imagine Blade showing up and fanboying over Bumblebee? And Bumblebee actually having the capability to speak this time around to let the audience know exactly what he's feeling.
I mean, we had that in Rescue Bots, so...
Yeah, he still didn't have his voice box, though.
No, we had another cameo later in Season 4.
I haven't watched Season 4 yet, so I don't know. I don't know how that went down. But that would be wonderful. Blades was also one of my favorites from Rescue Bots, so that'd be great.
Oh yeah, like, we're just sitting here going crossover potential, and we've wandered away from predictions. I do see a Soundwave temporary team up with Motormaster, and I also see some sudden but inevitable betrayals coming from either, both, who knows.
I feel like Soundwave is way too smart to. I mean, there's a lot of sheer power with a combiner, but I mean, Soundwave he's been around for the block for a time or two.
If he could see the benefits of a temporary alliance and then end it on his terms, whether or not Motormaster likes them or not, that I could see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, just Motormaster, come out of the shadows. Let's go.
I also just see, Soundwave being able to mentally run circles around all the other players on this planet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I would love for Steeljaw to come back and for, again, to have somebody mentally run circles around that guy. It would be so great.
I just need a clash of the villains.
Oh my gosh.
I really do.
What it would also be fantastic since we have Starscream if we had a reunion between Starscream and Soundwave.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
That would be fantastic.
Could you imagine? That would be glorious. All right, well, I think that's about all the time we have for now. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We will be here same bat time, same bat channel next week. Megan, where can the people find you?
You guys can tweet at me at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin. I am also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz. I write articles for The Movie Chick. That's Chick with 2Ks. Be sure to check those out.
And I am Katie Cullen. You can find me all over the social medias and on YouTube at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I am on so many shows here. Samurai Jack is in its home stretch on Sundays. We just finished Iron Fist if you want to go back and watch those. Attack on Titan's halfway through on Mondays, and Arrow lives on Wednesdays. And we have started Red vs. Blue Season 15. That is every fourth Thursday starting this week at 7 p.m. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Rev up and roll out.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.